welcome to the video. Today, as you can see, is a snow day, so we get to work on the cars. I've got to get the exhaust on the drift car. I have to get it uncovered, get the snow off it, and hope it starts. Gotta move the white car out of the way. Oh. I guess it runs, huh? Alright, let's see if it will start up. I'm gonna check the oil first just to make sure. I mean, it's just been sitting here, nothing's really been going on. Oh yeah. Alright, let's fire it up. Oh yeah. Go put this thing on the lift and see how it sounds with the new exhaust on it. I'm hoping it's a little bit more bearable and not much of a leaf blower after we're done. I don't know how well this is gonna go. We might not make it. The car in the air. It is a little snowy, so we're gonna have to this is how we left the exhaust because we had to make this custom motor mount when somebody put this bar in prior to me getting the car. So we will need to modify both this brace and my custom mount for the transmission to get the new exhaust through. This whole setup is pretty weird. Not exactly sure how we're gonna get it done properly, but we are going to hopefully get everything chopped up today. I might need to cut the exhaust that I have and custom fab something. Hopefully not, but that's probably worst case scenario. I'm gonna pop off the two elbows, get the trans support under here, get that propped up, take the mounts off, cut this out, see where everything lines up, and hopefully we don't have to do too many modifications. The frame rails on this car are actually pretty terrible. I think someone did take it off of a track pretty hard. As you can see, this frame rail is almost completely collapsed. This side's not too bad, but around the mounting areas, you can see someone has been jacking it up and putting jack stands on the inside of the rail itself. So there's damage here. We'll have to grind this down, clean it, and I'm gonna use a slide hammer and try and get some of this flat so I can get these mounts a little bit more flush and weld them up a little bit better. And then we can start tackling the transition between these two areas here. hoping I can just hit it with a hammer, but we'll see. Kind of sounded like it broke, didn't it? Hey, what's up? Before we take the transmission mount off, I'm going to... Ow! Missing a bolt, dude! That ain't good. I have to get the frame rail pulled out, and what I'm going to do, I got this slide hammer from Harbor Freight. I'm going to weld this tip into this area. I'm going to pull these out so I can get a good weld on all of these. I know these welds don't look very good at all, but you can see this whole side's not even welded on. So what we're gonna do is pull all of this, get everything lined up, weld it, then we'll take this out. As soon as we get this cut out and modified, then we can start mounting the exhaust, seeing how I need to get this to go around, up and over. I'm thinking I can take this mount and go up, and then come back down, and then go up. It's gonna be a little bit of work, but it's gonna be much better going up and over than down, and had the potential to scrape the ground. Well, that's how it works. It's gonna take a little while. The frame has been pulled out on this side. It's close enough to weld. I'm gonna get ground down and weld that up, and then we'll move to the other side, and then we'll start working on the exhaust and the trans mount. So we've got the exhaust mocked up. It's gonna go into a Y and then come out one. Found out why I wasn't getting any traction. I guess I already burnt these ones off. I've only had them on the car for, I don't know, driving time, probably an hour. We're gonna grab the stand, stick it underneath the transmission. I'm gonna cut it right about here and here. Pull out the sides, put the exhaust in temporarily, and then I'm gonna mock up going up and around them and get everything tacked together, test fit it. I'm just gonna time lapse it just so I can get it done. Uh-oh. Woo! Oh, yeah, there she goes. All right, well, that's just gonna hang out there for a minute. So we got the mount notched out. Start figuring out measurements for the top of the mount. This would be so much better with the two people. Oh, up. Fuck. Yeah. And these clamps, I'm gonna obviously change the position once we're done. I'm just doing it easy so I can mock it up, build the mount, pull it all back out, finish weld the mount, and then put everything back in, and then I'll adjust the clamps so that the actual bolts are on top or on the sides so that they don't grind on the ground. Broom down. Hey, found a ladder that's the perfect size, brother. Now that we have all three pieces installed, I'm going to mount the tabs to the chassis so I have the fixed location for these two pipes so I can remove the Y, remove and reinstall just these, so I don't have to go through all of that multiple times. The way I'm going to mount the exhaust tabs is I'm going to use a rivet nut. A rivet nut is basically an expanding metal sheath, which is this here. And it gets inserted into the frame, and then there's a tool, which is this tool right here, that actually sucks the top and mushrooms the top of this into the actual frame of the car, so you can use just a normal bolt to bolt the tabs in. I'll drill some holes and I'll show you how it works. take your riv nut, you put it in there. Oh, that one actually went in pretty well. So take your rivet nut tool and you screw it in. You got to keep the actual nut from threading. Put it down, and then just like pull it, push it down, bada boom. Now you unscrew it. And what that did is it mushroomed the top of the sheath inside the frame. Now you have a permanent threaded hole in the chassis, much cleaner and much safer than self-tapping. So I've been playing with a few things, trying to figure out what the best way to build this mount. Each cut needs to be 22.5 to make a 45-degree angle. This is my first piece I've just been testing. Goes up well, mounts right to the point, gets that 45 in there, and then I'm going to get a flat piece over to right about here, and then I'm going to get 45 back down to the metal piece. And this far side actually is too narrow for a standard 1.5 inch, so I used the C channel. Actually, I cut it down a little bit. It might have a little bit of flex in it, but it'll be plenty strong to support the transmission. But this plate is basically going to go up and over this, giving it a little bit of room so it can vibrate, and I don't want to hear it inside the chassis. But again, these will both be 45 directly up to that plate. I'm going to get everything cut, mocked up, and then I will get back with you guys and show you exactly how it looks. It's going to be pretty stupid looking, but it's going to work really well, and it's going to keep the transmission away from the ground. We're getting pieces lined out here. I've got one 45 on and the other 45, and I have made this last piece that should go right in there. Oh yeah, nice, perfectly fit. So we'll tack this in place, then we'll move on to this side and then pull it off, finish weld it, and we should be good to go. Almost forgot to clean that. So we got the whole mount tacked up into place. If I were to take the mount out right now and weld it on the ground, it may start to actually move, and it won't line up once I put it back in. So I'm going to do about 50% of the welding in place. I'll pull it out, finish weld it, stick it back in, and then we'll start running the rest of this exhaust. I'm hoping to make another hanger for it. I don't know if I have any stainless steel that'll work for it, so we may have to temporarily hang something kind of like this, but definitely not as nice. Now I'm going to let it cool off, and then I'll unbolt it, and we'll be good to hook. Oh, okay. All right. Oh yeah, didn't even move. So we got the exhaust installed, got the mount painted and installed as well. I'm going to use an old elbow I had. I don't know what I did with it, but I have another one. So I'm going to use the old elbow. This was the entire exhaust that was on the car for a while. This is why it was so loud. But we're going to be utilizing these just for a little dump. I'm not even going to fully weld it. I'm just going to tack it into place just to keep soot off the differential and axles and gas tank. So I'm just going to tack this in place, get this thing down off the lift, and go see how it sounds. I'm sure it's going to be much more tolerable inside. We got everything installed, got the exhaust in, got everything down, and I just put the little elbow on there. Gonna get this thing lowered down, fire it up, and see how it sounds. exhaust. Sounds much better. I'm going to change out of these clothes and go take it for a rip, see how she sounds. Tick. We gotta figure that out. Sounds pretty rough. Didn't want the smoke. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share with your friends, drop a like, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Just keep up with your boy. Drives a lot better with gas in it.